What up, my lovelies? Welcome to a day in my life on a weekend. It simply would not be a morning without my monster. I share honest, realistic viewpoints with you all. I love holistic alternatives, but you know what? Every once in a while, I need a fucking monster. They're not the greatest, but you know what? White sugar is more addicting. So there you go. If I'm lucky, I'll be up before everyone else, and I will turn on some chill ambiance when I get my relaxing alone time. Time is limited, so I try to soak in as much as possible before I hear little footsteps running down the stairs. I do some much needed stretching. Living with a chronic illness, fibromyalgia, cervical neuropathy, etc., I am limited on my mobility. So, yoga and Pilates and weight training are some of the most popular things that I do to lose weight and keep fit and keep things tight and high and tight. Of course, my apothecary. It's where I do all of my studying and research and meditation. It just has that ambiance, and then I will sit and chill, and this is when I pray and meditate. And if it just seems to be something that's bothering me, I will put that at the forefront of my mind and really just focus. And then I'll think about my day. But before that, I usually stay in silence and just wait and listen, see what God wants to say to me, etc. But if you're like me and we're up all night with a little brat that has regression, sleep regression, you'll probably take this little opportunity to get a little bit more shut eye. Maybe 5 minutes or so. Sometimes the prayer and meditation gets me a little sleepy, so you know what? That's reality. It's reality. So maybe a couple minutes chilling or browsing on my phone. I usually will check emails, check messages, check stats, check what's trending, check the news, see if there's been some recent bombing anywhere because life is stupid like that, and just BS. And I love BSing before I have to be a mom again. And the mornings are usually the best time to BS. And then I'll think about what to do next. I think having these alone times where you just sit in silence, think about what you have, the blessings, think about ways you can ensure the day goes good, focusing on, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit more patient today. I'm going to just relax a bit more. I'm going to get a pedicure. I'm going to play with my cat. You know, sometimes it's nice to just stop and think in silence. What you don't do is you don't get distracted thinking about a to do list because that'll just stress you out. That will come naturally if you're a woman. So just keep this moment to focus on you and meditation and prayer. And if by this time the kids are still not up, I'm really counting my blessings then. And I will sit down and dig out some books that I've been studying, whether that be the latest transcription of the Bible that is more accurate than the first. Oh my God, you know how inaccurate King James Version was? Oh, it's like a bunch of monk rookies translated it. There's so many freaking errors. So I'm in the middle of reading the New Oxford one. It's the most accurate at the moment. And I will compare and do some studies. I've been studying throughout the origins of astrology and how that is literally started from the Hebrew culture in the form of Kabbalah. And so I will reference back and forth, just continuing my research and my knowledge of whatever I'm studying at the moment. And every day it's something new. Every week I get hung up on a new freaking rabbit hole of spirituality and beliefs, and I will just dive deep. Sometimes it's digitally on my iPad, sometimes I have the books conveniently there to translate or reference back and forth. And every once in a while, I will pull out some tarot cards, and I don't use these as a form of worship at all. I use it as a form of like a journal because each one has a prompt. So, have you ever used like a journal prompt book where it prompts you with certain questions or certain keywords? That's how I use the tarot. It's not something that is in my spiritual practice at all. It's more of a journal that helps you ask some hard questions that you might not have thought about. And I have a couple of variety of different types, like oracle decks, and these are by no means things that I worship or put any kind of magical merit into. It is strictly a form of a journal process where you do some self reflecting. And a lot of these will just bring out some keywords that you need to meditate on, and that is pretty much all it is. Of course, I have Bible studies, like this one is in the book of Peter. You can get this on Grace. There's this Grace, BibleGraceThing.com. You can find just strictly biblical studies, which is also nice. And God, it always smells good. Have you ever had to just smell a book? I'm that person. I have to smell every fucking book I open, like a drug. And I'll do this for as long as I am able to. And this is usually the tail end of my alone time before this kids start coming and wait. Well, kids are going downstairs, so now I gotta get dressed and still suck down a little bit more of that morning monster I had. And I really purposely take moments out of my day to stop and pray or just stop and think. It's something I do routinely throughout my day. I think it's really helpful for keeping level and stable with your life and emotions and all that. Bluey is a big hit in this household, so the kids like to cuddle up and relax watching Bluey when they wake up and take a morning deuce in a corner. I feed them all breakfast, which could consist of yogurt or fresh pancakes and waffles, or even cereal on a rare occasion, because usually weekends are for fun, yummy, delicious, warm breakfasts. The kids will go out and play, especially when the weather's nice here in the Pacific Northwest, and I will cuddle up with a good fantasy romance novel and relax. And I usually go between audio version or paper version. And I'm currently in the middle of the Crescent City series by the lovely Sarah Moss. There's just something really nice about the drama version, the drama audio version, where they all are like acting voice characters. It's so nice.
Temper flared in them.
We're not talking about me.
Don't spray the window. Roland, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with him? Okay. And then I do a toss and wash. I do this with natural alternative medicine instead of the prescriptions that my doctors throw my way for my disease and the issues that I deal with, the chronic pain, inflammation, the osteoarthritis, cervical neuropathy. I utilize plant medicine. This particular one is called kratom. You never rely on a single thing because then your tolerance levels will increase. So I switch it up to different natural alternatives that are out there and legal and available. Even ones like angelica leaves, blue lotus, all those things, right? There's so much out there. Just do your research. That's what I like to do on this channel. I like to talk about certain ones, but I'm not going to go too far into it because this is a day in my life. If I get opportunities, again, I will sit down and read some daily rituals that I want to start implementing in my schedule. This book specifically is a great little cheap, affordable book full of really simple, easy to do daily rituals. It's not something you have to be super spiritual to do, it's just like self reflecting. Certain little things to make you more aware and in tune with your realities and nature and whatnot. This one in particular is from Phoebe Garnsworthy. Then I will do some house chores. Saturday is our cleaning day. My kids get to work as well on their own chores. We put a game on, whether that be football, basketball. We're a huge cycling family as well. If the weather's nice, the kids will go out and help with the property that we have around our house, keeping it nice and clean and organized. My youngest will be napping, which I'll put him to bed for the nap. And my husband and I will chill, take care of some projects that we have around the house. Again, we on Saturdays and weekends in general, it's very much a family time. We always spend time together on weekends, play games, watch shows, watch movies. It's definitely a priority in our family. Now, even the older that my kids get, they have a selective amount of time throughout the month where they can go do stuff, but family time is priority. My husband loves doing homemade stuff like beef jerky from scratch. It's amazing. The guy's talented. So we'll do fun little house family projects like this. This in particular is the most delicious recipe, and a little extra sugar just makes it that much more amazing. It's that sweet and spicy, natural homemade beef jerky without none of that extra bullshit that we put in it, that they put in it.
Dump that carefully down. I could like clean this, yeah, right down the drain so it doesn't. That's how we do it.
Wow. Nice. Dehydrator.
My phone's dead.
Good.
No, it's completely dead. There's no charge.
Bedtime.
Bedtime?
For me?
Yes. You did some trash on, didn't you? Yeah, I told her wait. Told her wait till you're done.
She just wants beef a jerky.
Oh, that's not gonna be done for 3 hours.
You're gonna stay up for 3 hours?
Yeah.
I can't eat beef jerky.
Aurora, come here and smell this shit. It's good shit.
Aurora.
Fuck.
It's because you smell it.
It's good. Fuck. You smell that shit. It's that good.
I do the bedtime routines with all three of my kids, and once they're all asleep, the cat needs some one on one, so he will play fetch and catch for a little bit with me. It's literally a tradition. Every night, he never lets me forget. Then I change and start my own bedtime beauty routine that consists of some of my homemade custom products that I make in my apothecary. I like to make makeup, face serums, and all those things from scratch, from nature, so I know exactly what's in it. And you'd be surprised how much added bullshit that dilutes some of the favorite serums and lotions we waste so much money on. And I make them all from scratch at the source, not diluted. So I'll add those links into the description so you can also check it out and see if you fancy any of the stuff that I sell in my apothecary. You will see immediate change in your beauty and your skin and just your routine in general. Sometimes I need some melatonin, so that is something I'm open to if I need that extra little oomph of sleepiness. Other than that, I will always try some red kratom, Bali, or Bentuanji to help relax me and get me into a desire to sleep. I know devices are frowned upon when it comes to in bed because it doesn't help your sleeping, but one of the minimal little times I have to actually get some work done for my business. So I'll do that usually in bed and then close out with a good book before I turn off the light. I'll leave a little night light on for my husband because he usually comes to bed a little bit later. And that is my day in the life of me on a typical weekend. Take care, everyone.